Hello everyone, welcome back to the Mockingbird Show. Today's episode is a special one, part travel, part reflection and a whole lot of inspiration. I'm taking you along on a meaningful day trip from Guwahati to Hhorbug, about 140 kilometers away. The day started early. There's something about hitting the road in the morning that feels full of possibilities, The journey to Hhorbug took me through stretches of Assam's beautiful landscape, lush green, quiet villages, that calm rhythm of life that feels so grounding compared to the city. After about a few hours of the road, I reached Tender Petals Hhorbug Center, and I have to say the energy there was immediately welcoming. I met with the school franchise team, the teachers, and of course the students, the heart of it all. This is how I approached the classrooms, and the students were so enthusiastic to see me. Spending time with the students was easily one of the highlights. Their curiosity, their enthusiasm, it's infectious. You can tell when a place is nurturing more than just academics. When it is really shaping young minds, this was definitely one of those places. Then I greeted the parents who had come to collect the children from the school. I also had the chance to sit down with the teachers for a short orientation session. We talked about approaches to learning, the importance of creating engaging environments, and how small changes in teaching methods can make a big difference in a child's growth. It wasn't just a one-way communication. It felt like an exchange of ideas, experiences, and perspectives. Those are always the most valuable kind of sessions. And in this session, I discussed about how we can improve the Tender Petals Hhorbug Center and how we can also incorporate the PeaCept curriculum, which is about teaching children inner peace, peace with the environment, and peace in social life. So I really had a very insightful session because the teachers came up with a lot of questions and also they shared their ideas. We had a discussion on the parent mindset because these places are very interiors. So parents think differently from the city where I stay, and here it is a different level of expectation, I might say. And so the teachers were trying to understand how we could get our message across to the parents about the best practices in early childhood learning. And we also discussed about the playway and experiential methods, where how we could enable the children to explore and be a part of the learning process by being involved. This was something we need to do and implement, and they have a very good outdoor space, so I just talked with them about how we can use that space to make it into an experiential learning ground and also to set up a nano innovation lab. So it was all fun. The discussion was very interesting and it was a two-way discussion, like I already said, and we have planned a meeting online so that we can go ahead with that further. Then I visited the high school. It was so much fun. After wrapping up the center, I decided to make another important stop before heading back. Since it's the Assamese New Year, I visited the Gorukya Guhai Namghar, a place that holds deep cultural and spiritual significance. Walking into the Namghar, there is an immediate sense of calm. It is quiet, peaceful, and deeply rooted in tradition. I offered my prayer there and taking a moment to reflect not just on the day, but on the year ahead. With that, it was time to head back to Guwahati. The return journey was about 3.5 hours, and honestly, it gave me time to process everything. Days like these, where you step out of your routine, connect to people, learn something new, and also reconnect with your roots, they stay with you. By the time I got back home, there wasn't much time to rest. I had to quickly get ready for the ECDF Earth Day webinar. It felt like a perfect way to end the day, moving from on-ground experiences in education to a broader conversation about planet and sustainability. And there's something I've been thinking about a lot lately, how everything connects. Education, environment, community. They are all part of the same larger story. Days like this remind me why these conversations matter. So yeah, That was my day. A 140-kilometer journey up and down, meaningful conversation, a moment of prayer, and ending it all with a discussion about the earth we all share. In calm and calm corners which allow them self-regulation and reflection. So when we are talking about sustainability, I feel that reflection and understanding, the value of things around us is a very important thing, and we also need to build emotional resilience. So here what we do is, when we are talking about mindfulness practices, we are practicing breathing exercises with some of with the children who are like 4 to 5 and 5 to 6. It's just simple breathing, deep breathing exercises, but they do it in nature. So when they are doing it in nature, they understand that the trees are giving them the oxygen. So it's a very scientific thing and a very sustainable concept which is taught to them in a manner where they are just breathing, and they are also being emotionally more self-regulated because they are mindfully breathing and they are practicing mindfulness. So this is one example, and it aligns with the sustainability goals, I would say 4 and 5. It's about well-being, it's about quality education. So here when we are giving the curriculum, like Ambra said, that the curriculum needs to be there. When we say that it should not be an add-on, I meant that sometimes we are given a curriculum which is like it's prepared, and they say that just incorporate into the school curriculum, and then it is difficult. It should be like she said, from the furniture to the way that we built the school, the grass that we are using, how the children are moving in that space that they are given, all of them, that embraces the entire concept. Also, I would, we do a lot of activities that I would like to tell you about, which is about planting. I have mentioned it as well, where children are planting seeds, they are caring for their classroom gardens. We have so many, videos where the children are so excited when they see the lady's fingers and they pluck them and they understand, and they say, and they fill up the basket of vegetables, and it is so fulfilling for them as well as for adults like us who are watching them doing it. And then it's like an emotional connection that is there. So we need emotions. When we are sustainable, we need to connect to the concept, in the sense that we need to connect to the things around us. So the emotions are very much involved, and this is like love my plants, the trees thing that my co-speaker said about. So here we are talking about life on land, where they are appreciating what is there on the land, and then some climate action also, which is when we are looking, the children are now being taught to put the switches off, lights off, fans off, conservation of water, conservation of electricity, a lot of things that have come in, no use of plastic bags. So they know all of that very well, that I have seen with my children. And then I would also tell you about responsible consumption, which is something that we are really focusing on. Reuse of waste materials. So there's a lot of newspapers that are bought, and they make the paper bags, they make activities, they're doing a lot of activities where they are sorting, they're using things that would have been thrown to the garbage bins, but they're bringing it to the classes, using in counting, using in different activities. So we are doing this activity called Convert the Trash to Treasure. So that's a very interesting activity where the children feel very happy when they can get a thing which they think that we should be throwing it, but now it's come to, it's been made and decorated in a way that it can be reused. So they're really excited, and they think a lot about these activities, and I have seen that they question, ma'am, how can we do that? And as they grow older, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, I've seen that the children start questioning and they start getting involved with the activities. And then one of our goals is peace, justice and strong institution, which is again aligning with the SDG goal number 16.
Point I need from you, like how do we make that assessment that it's actually making an impact on children's behavior?
I believe that we can straightly see how children are talking about nature, even like talking about nature, and from their daily action, we definitely we will see the change. So maybe the big word of today is change.
Observing change. Okay. So now moving on to Anuradha. Quickly, what's your point on this?
I think I agree with Amra what she said. When in your everyday choices, what the choices that you are making begin to reflect that you care for the environment around you, even when nobody is watching you, is where I feel that it has made an impact.
So maybe they could be put into some kind of simulation and
A stimulation.
then
Yeah.
observed. So I know this has been a surprise question, but Vasavvi, we are not going to spare you either. So what's your answer?
For that, I have already developed some kind of assessment and observation sheets. So when we are doing sustainability activities or PeaCept activities, where we are teaching them a concept like we have to be kind to nature. So when we show them something like a Caesar, so I would if I ask a child, what would you use this thing for, then they would say to cut out a flower. If I ask the child that would you actually go and cut out a part of a plant out of this, and they would say no, I don't have, that is not my choice. So we have these observation sheets where we are noting down their behavior. So when they are looking at the emotions, they can label the emotions. This is my emotion today. I'm feeling very happy. I'm feeling very happy because I've had a nature storytelling session. So the teacher marks it there, and then we can get a full understanding. And I have also put some points like, if a child is not able to attune to that, again we do a reinforcement, in the sense that we try to inculcate the good feelings, like why are you not feeling happy by doing a nature session? Because the child may not feel the connection. So we would repeat it with the child, because everybody is not born with the same kind of feelings, or they are not in the same kind of that kind of an environment. So that is how I feel that I have these assessment sheets in my toolkit, and which I think is very useful for teachers, which is a quick thing for them to do. And I did it with a lot of thought, so that they are doing the assessment well. Thank you for coming along with me on this journey. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to share it and let me know what kind of stories you'd like to hear next. Until next time, take care, stay curious, and keep exploring.